the glorious side of it. But the actual reason that you stood out over the parapet, over everybody else at that time, locally, nationally, or whatever, that, you know, this is the magic here, Dave. You see, because I think that there's a lot of kids out there now who are hoping to get into the music industry, or hoping that they're good enough, and, you know, and we've all seen the X Factors and so on, but that's one way. The other way is obviously raw talent, getting out there doing the thing, but it's the mentality. And so how did you start writing songs? What was was it just, did you just start coming up with melodies on top of melodies, or was it, did you have a structure or something that was influencing you? They say, I want to write something like that, or how did it all work for you?
I think it all stemmed from, I remember my brother, he had a big ghetto blaster, and he was used to play a lot of 1980s music, like Depeche Mode, Erasure, New Order, and you know, Human League, all the time. He loved Human League. And I remember I was writing away in my homework, and I was into Madness at the time, and Selector, all the ska bands and stuff like that. So my bands used to consist of like ska music and stuff, completely different. But I heard this music constantly every day, and I started to like it, started to enjoy it, and I seen just the structure of it. So when I started adding that to my sort of music and making it more electronic sounding, and it just stemmed from there. The inspiration wise, I was inspired by a lot of 1980s bands and stuff, and overall life. I mean, just growing up, being a lad, and just seeing what was happening as I was growing up around me and on the news and just in daily life, and I started writing about that. And it was just a couple of mad songs. I look back at some of the songs I've written, oh my god! But there was a couple of good ones out there. I mean, I read My Middle Class Life, which was on my Future Boy album way back in the day, because I used to be a waiter, and when I was a waiter, I enjoyed it, but it was hard work. It was low paid, and you got a lot of hassle from people you're serving and stuff like that. So it was all about rich people and middle class people, and so it was. Yeah, that's what's inspired me. It was just really about growing up and what was happening around me, and I just. Even though I had other hobbies and other interests, my music was always something that kept me going. I always kept just, writing every day. I would sit down there and I would just get a bit of paper and write words, just like a melody in my head, have a melody in my head, and I'd sit down and start writing on the keyboard and create so many songs. I mean, thousands of songs I've written over the years. Half of them you'll never hear because they're crap. But a lot of the sort of amount were added to my album later on, and it just kept me going. Music is something that if you've got that in your life, everybody needs music, and just one of the bands were just starting to take off in the 90s as well, the early 90s, late 80s. Music was so good. There's so many great bands out there, and I just remember seeing them on TV and saying, I want to be that. I want to be that person. And it's funny because I remember my teacher at school saying to me, the usual, what do you want to really be when you grow up? And I says, a pop star. And everybody laughed at me at school. And I says, oh, I'll be a pop star. And I says, I'll be on top of the pops. And they're all laughing at me, and they all make a joke of me. And I had this positive mindset that, no, I will be on top of the pops. So I will be famous. And I just kept thinking that. I kept imagining it and believing it. And I do believe in that now, because it's happened in my life. I believe that if you're positive about something, you're really focused on something, that it will come true.